parry, then thrust. Parry, thrust. Oh, you'll get it, you'll get it. Oh, shoot. Sorry. While you guys have been studying for school, I've been studying the blade. Hello and welcome to another week. Beautiful day. It is Monday, April 20th, and you know what that means? It is National Lima Bean Appreciation Day. So, happy Lima Bean Appreciation Day to you on what would have been the third and final incentive day had we done that whole raffle thing. But we don't need to worry about that. We're doing just fine. We're quarantined. We're still in school. Staying positive for you all out there. Speaking of positive, I have taken a look at all of your assignments based on last week. And if so, as of Sunday, if you just take a look back at your Google Drive where you turned it all in, you'll see I've left some comments as long as it was a Google Doc. It was a little more difficult if you posted pictures of your assignments, but I found a way or two here and there. So, nice job. Keep it up. This week is all about one thing, and that is, well, you can't just like continually learn information. You could, but helps to use that information in some way, shape, or form. Therefore, today and tomorrow, I have opened up a class discussion board, and this is kind of where we're going to go. So, we've talked about minimum wage, we've talked about the labor force, we've talked about labor unions. All I want to do today and tomorrow is just to think about those things and why they are so divisive. Because with an election coming up in November, a lot of people will become single issue voters and they will look at the candidates and they will decide what is your stance on unions, what is your stance on minimum wage, and they will vote on them. So what are the pros, what are the cons? I think we've established some of them, but we're going to get outside our own heads and hopefully compile some good answers and reply, and well, it's a discussion board, so you kind of know how it works. Therefore, this week, if you're sitting there with a planner, today I just want you to take a look at the discussion board, maybe look at the websites, they're just kind of pro and con things that I've set up, and give a good response to the discussion board post. And then you leave. You're good for the day. All this is not due till later, so if you want to wait and prioritize, that's fine too. The way it's set up is tomorrow, Tuesday, you would then kind of go back and look at what people have discussed and then reply to 2 of them. Well thought out replies, using detail, using ideas, economic concepts. And then you just sort of read everybody's replies and you say, you know what, I do kind of see an outside perspective, maybe. Or you'll become strengthened in your own, and that's kind of what this thing's all about too. Finally, on Wednesday and Thursday, since it's only a 4-day week, I will ask you to do one more sort of traditional Microsoft or Google Doc assignment. In this assignment, we're going to look at the second most important economic indicator. So sort of by the end of this whole class, the idea is that you'll be able to sort of tell when the economy is doing well, when it's not so much. To do that, economists look at things called economic indicators. And the number one thing you see or hear is the stock market. What's the stock market doing? But usually the second one that comes right after are the unemployment numbers. So usually they'll say something like, oh my gosh, the unemployment is down to a record low, it is 3%, or it has gone up to 6.2%. What is that number? Why do people use it? Why is it gospel to so many people? This is sort of what we're going to explore. It's a little more complicated than just saying who's out of work, because you really have to consider people that are, we would consider them underemployed, like you have this amazing degree in mechanical engineering, but you're working for like a lawn care business, something like that. Like we would consider them underemployed. Or the people that, believe it or not, have just totally given up looking for work, like I'm good. We don't even count them in the numbers. So there's some sort of specific ways that we can look at that number. We'll figure out how to calculate it. Beautiful thing about that is we will have a nice Zoom class before you really have to get serious about it. So I can sort of run through some practice and samples, and we can help each other, because that's sort of what it's all about in the end. With that being said, you got 2 assignments. Take your time. I'm not checking until the end of the week anyway, but I've set it up in a way that you can logically move through the week. Have a great one. Like and subscribe down at the bottom. See ya!